Hello, welcome to the Moog One Inside Out Masterclass. This will be divided in episodes. The first, it will be free on my YouTube channel. For the other parts, you have to contact me if you want to buy the complete masterclass. I will show you very deep inside what this synthesizer is capable of. So, let's start with a brief introduction. We have a 3-oscillator synthesizer with sawtooth triangular square wave, a noise generator, a mixer section, dual filter, ladder filter and state variable filter, 3 envelopes generator. Here we have 4 LFOs. We have an external input, even if it's not working very good, powerful arpeggiator, powerful step sequencer, chord function, hold function, mono, unison, a very powerful modulation matrix, and moreover the Moog One is 3-part timbral, so it means that you have 3 synthesizers in one. It was released in the 8-voice version and the 16-voice version. I have the 16-voice version. I forgot to tell you there is a left-hand control that is also very powerful. You have an effect section, synth effect that will regard each synth part, and a master effect that will affect everything. So, after this brief introduction, let's look in detail what is going on. And I will start from the oscillator section. If sometimes I need to jump around, it's because some topics are interconnected. But I will try to talk as much clear as I can. So, we are in home. Let's init a patch. Shift and compare. First things, first, second and third oscillator, they are the same, except that the second and the third one, they have the hard sync button. Let's go on the more page. You will access to this more page with the triangular switch that are located on almost each part of the Moog One synthesizer. You have here a switch that will select from sawtooth to triangular wave. The sawtooth, with this knob, you will increase or decrease the attack time. It will go from 6 microseconds to 400 microseconds. And the sound will change a little bit. Now I will show you. It sounds to me like a little bit like a narrow pulse filtered. Anyway, triangular wave. At the center is, at 0 is a triangle, on the left is a sawtooth, on the right is a ramp. Though this will not affect the sound, sawtooth or ramp, it will be important when you are using the oscillator as a modulation source. 0, triangular. As you can see, no difference from these two wave shapes. On the other side, we have the square wave, and we can access to the square wave going with the mix knob totally on the right side. Pulse width. Okay, very easy. And with the mix, you can blend the, let's say, the sawtooth wave here in this case. I think that this is very clear. Let's go to the art sync. Okay, in this case, the second oscillator is hard synced on the first one. But if we check in the more page, first of all, you notice that when I'm going on the more page of the second oscillator will appear the hard sync that is not appearing on the first one. Second, here you can see that the hard sync source can be selected between the first and the third oscillator. In this case, because we are working on the second one. If we go on the third one, you have first and second. So you can hard sync this oscillator not only on the first one, but you can choose 2-3 possibilities you have, and you can activate both of them to have so you can apply different modulation on this frequency of these two oscillators to have two distinct hard sync. Let's it shift and compare to initialize again the patch. I'm doing like this because I am moving the signal that is going to the ladder filter full on the ladder filter to have full signal. About frequency and bit frequency, I will show you the difference. That for me is very important, and I don't use the bit frequency knob. I mean, you can use it just for something, but not if you want to detune to oscillator. Let's use two oscillators that are on the same octave. Already you hear a little bit of phasing. It's normal because we are talking about an analog synthesizer. Let's go on oscillator 2 and let's start to move the bit frequency. As you can hear, the bit frequency has a speed. That is not changing regardless to the position of the keyboard of the note. This can be good on the high note, but is very dissonant on the lower register. Whereas the frequency knob is creating a beating effect between the two oscillators, but is slowing down as I go down with the notes. Now I will show you. more musical. So again, initialize the patch. Let's go to see what is in the more page. We have pitch modulation, LFO1 modulation, AG. The LFO1 amount is this one, and is unipolar. It's adding a little bit of vibrato to all three oscillators. Keep this in mind. This will affect the first, the second, and the third. Switch the first one off and the second. The third one. It's the same. So will affect all, because it's hardwired. Of course, you need to move the rate with the LFO knob. But this keep in mind. So if you wanted to add different vibrato to each oscillator, you need to do it inside the modulation matrix and not to use this knob. Modulation AG amount. This is bipolar, and this is controlling the amount of this envelope generator. I will put the sustain to 0 because I want that the pitch will go down to the original. So let's set this to something like around 2 seconds. And let's increase the modulation NG amount. It's landing on the original note. Here you will set the amount, so at extreme values you will have. Okay. If I go on negative values, I will have a rising up. Okay, clear. Let's set this to, again, to 0. Here on this page, set to 0. Ring modulation. You have just a switch, 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, it means that the ring modulation is produced by the sum and the difference of these two oscillators, 2, 3 from the second and the third one. Let's make an example with the first and the second. I am closing the oscillator and I'm just activating the ring modulation. The volume is up. Now you will hear the result of the ring modulation. One important thing, that the ring modulation is not working with the square wave. So if we will go on the square wave on both oscillator, you will hear no difference. The ring modulator is working between the sawtooth or the triangular waveform. Here, waveform modulation. Again, shift and compare. Let's stay on the first oscillator. This is the LFO3 that is hardwired to this 3 oscillator again. This first knob, we will modulate the wave angle, that is this. And this one, with this one, we will modulate the pulse width. Let's start with the angle. As you can see here, it's unipolar. With the triangular wave is more audible because it's changing so much the timbre of the sound. With the sawtooth wave is just moving the attack time, so the variation is not so audible. The same with the pulse width. At extremes values, the sound will stop because it's like the wave it's going beyond the narrowest pulse, so will disappear. I think that this also is very clear. Frequency modulation. Here you have 3 options: 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1. So first modulating, frequency modulating the second one. First frequency modulating the third one, and here the third is frequency modulating the first one. So I will switch off the first oscillator, that is the modulator, and I will switch on the second one. So in this case I am modulating with this one, this one. Keep in mind that because we are talking about an analog synthesizer, the result can be sometimes unpredictable, even if this synthesizer is using linear frequency modulation. And what I was telling you before about the triangular wave, that it will be similar in sound when we select the sawtooth or the ramp. When we will use this as a modulation source in FM, the result will be very, very different. Here. Again, like for the ring modulation, the FM modulation is not happening with the square wave. So if we will set this here, will not change anything. It's the triangular wave that is frequency modulating the second oscillator. You see, no difference. Of course, it will be different if we will change the shape, the wave shape of the modulated. Clear, and let's initialize again the patch. On the more page we have sawtooth or triangle here. When we will switch this, we'll use this switch. Pitch tracking 100% can go to 200%, so you can track at the double of the rate, or 0. And not on reset. This is because we are working with an analog synthesizer. This, it means that the waveform of the oscillator, they are running even if you are not touching the keyboard. So when you press a key, it will start at any point of the waveform. If you want that each time you press the key will start from the beginning, you need to activate this not on reset. In any case, if you want to make a thick bass, I suggest you to hard sync to oscillator. And keep in mind another thing, that when you are using the hard sync, you can see here that at the center position is not 0 anymore. The frequency is 19, like near 20. The 0 is in this position. It's very difficult to, okay, but anyway, okay. So it's in another position. Three hard sync. Mono and unison. Another thing about the oscillator is this one. If we will go down, we will see bend up offset and bend down offset. This is related to the bend up and down of the pitch bend. If you go on the more page of the left hand control, you will see that the pitch bend is set by default 2 semitone up and 2 semitone down. Let's put this to 0, so nothing will happen. Let's come back and go to the oscillator 2 and let's go down. Bend up offset. Now, because this is set to 0 on this menu, we add bend up 7th, so it's like a 5th, and here 5 semitone down, that is this note if we press the Do key, the G key. We can set another interval. Let's say on this one we will set a fourth, so this is 5 here and this is 7, minus 7. Great, really great. So I think that we talked about the oscillator. Let's go to the noise generator. The noise generator, as I could see so far, has not a more page. So let's set the noise generator going to the ladder filter, and here we have a dedicated envelope generator. Attack, release, sustain switch, and you have here a color mix that will mix the color between the red and the white, the red and the purple, and the white and the purple. Now we will go from red and white, from red to purple, and from white to purple. Clear. The red is the darkest, the white is like it's taking all the frequency range, and the purple is like passed through an high pass filter. Of course, if you put away the sustain, you will have a decay. Useless to say that this parameter can be modulated in the modulation matrix, or just adding, for example, I will add this destination, the color mix, done, so it will go. Nice train. So I think that I covered everything. Anyway, if you have any doubts, write me in the comment. I will be glad to help you. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.